What's up, Enduro Primates? Today we're talking about the 2020 Beta 250 and 300 RR and RE editions. So the 2020 Beta RR line have already been on the dealer floor for about a week now, and we've got our hands on a 300 RR. We're going to tear it apart, grease everything up, and give you our initial impressions on it. In addition to that, Beta just released all the specs for the 2020 250 300 RE Race Edition, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. For 2020, all the buzz is about the lack of buzz. The 250 and 300 are counterbalanced two-strokes, just like the KTMs. Some of the features for the 2020 RR line are all new frame, new plastics, new headlight design, Sachs ZF suspension with updated settings for 19, some cleaner wire routing and improved connections, a new ODO computer with temperature gauge, new radiators, cleaner hose routing through the frame, key and carb as usual, improved oil injection line routing and connections. So it's got the push button seat release like we're used to on previous models. The gas tank is actually a little wider than previous, but it's kind of slim still, slim feeling. Lithium battery is standard now on the RR models. As we come across up here, we see they've changed the location of the map switch so you don't accidentally bump it, and it even has an LED indicator. The airbox has two pins that sit in plastic holes just like the KTM, and the way the air filter mounts is almost exactly like the KTM. In fact, they look very similar. So the real story here is not the air filter itself, but what's behind the air filter. The oil injection bottle is about the same, but they've relocated the pump and they have nice crimp-on connectors for it. Relocated the CDI and all the connections are tucked up nice out of the way. They actually did a nice job with this. So what we're going to be looking at right there is the oil line routing coming out of the airbox. Looks like a pretty vulnerable spot actually. Here we are looking at it from the other side. The shock would normally be in there, and if something got up in there, a stick or something, that can grab that line. So now on to the bigger news. What everybody had hoped was going to happen is apparently happening. This morning, Beta released a press release on the Beta Motor Facebook page, giving away all the details to the 2020 Racing Edition specs for every bike except for the 200. Really disappointed that Beta is not including the 200 with a race edition. If this holds true, it's only these 7 models that are getting a race edition. The biggest deal about the race edition is the KYB AOS forks. Everybody has been complaining about the Sachs forks for a long time. Some guys like them. I hear that the closed chamber Sachs, especially the newer ones, are really good, but they did have some wear issues in the past and some longevity issues. So KYB is a proven product. Is it the best fork in the world? Probably not, but it's a damn good production fork. Probably not as good as, like, say, a AER or a spring cone valve, if that's your thing. But it's a good fork. Most tuners will know what to do with it right off the bat. It's not a new fork. It's not a rare, exotic fork. It's a great production fork. Lots of guys are happy with the SSS forks on their Yamaha. And by the way, SSS and AOS are just marketing terms. They're essentially the same forks. Each manufacturer has very slight differences, but these are essentially the same forks. So don't get hung up on SSS over AOS. It's the same thing. Air oil separated. All twin chamber forks are air oil separated. SSS, speed sensitive. All forks are speed sensitive. I don't believe that BS. Don't fall for it. It's a great fork. So let's get into some of the other specs. Unfortunately, they did not go KYB with the shocks. It still has a ZF Sachs shock absorber, which is not a bad shock. I have no problems with it. I had it revalved by Works Enduro Rider. It's working fine with me. The Race Edition, as always, is premix only. That's always welcome. Special components: quick release front wheel and pin, essential for saving those precious seconds. I don't know. Nice to have, yeah. Would I buy it? No. Vertigo handguards, don't know much about them. I guess they spin like your head when you have vertigo. Metzler 6-day tires, meh. Black ergo footrests. If these are the same foot pegs that come on all the racing editions to date, they are great foot pegs. Aluminum with steel pins in them. They last a long time and hold up great. Rear sprocket is a aluminum core and steel teeth. Those are always a welcome addition. Red ergo chain tensioner blocks. Yeah, take it or leave it. Racing seat with document pocket. Again, take it or leave it. Black anodized shifting and brake levers. Yeah, that'll make you 10% quicker in the turns for sure. Transmission oil cap, engine oil cap, and oil filter cap, red anodized. Bling bling. For me, keep all that crap. Just give me the KYB forks. I'd be happy. It'll be interesting to see if the KYB forks are available through the build your own beta, or if you can purchase them outright and retrofit them onto older models. I think Beta is very smart for going to KYB. They listen to their customers, probably on the internet. Everybody's been doing KYB conversions for years. If you were unhappy with the SAC stuff, they added the counterbalancer. A lot of people with the KTM 250 300s love the counterbalance motor. I had a TX 300, very smooth motor. In comparison, my 19200RR vibrates a lot. I don't know if it really makes that much of a difference when you're riding, but hey, anything to reduce vibrations has got to be good. Happy to see that come to the Beta lineup. Happy to see that it's still carbureted. A lot of people don't want or need the complexity that comes with TPI, and if you don't like the way they have it mapped, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to spend $1,000 on a get ECU and relocate the injectors. It's just, in my opinion, it doesn't do anything for us here in the US. It was developed with Euro 4 regulations. We don't have those here. You know, some guys like it. If they do drastic elevation changes, they don't have to worry about jetting. I guess it's nice for that. That's not me. I ride at sea level pretty much all the time. You know, I don't have any huge variations in temperature or altitude. But yeah, I think Beta is extremely smart. They're probably going to sell every one they bring into the country because this bike looks to be a winner. So again, Beta just made the announcement about the race edition earlier this morning. So there's not a whole lot out there on the internet. Every single Sunday has got a short clip, and I'm going to play some of that here. I'm going to link to them up above and as well in the description. Every single Sunday's got a great channel. Check them out. Really good stuff. They were at the show. They've got this footage. You know, I really liked the look of the 2020 and even the 2019s, but the restyle of the 2020 I thought was really sharp in white and red. This bike is just stunning. That's a great looking bike. You know, once I drag it sideways over the rocks, it won't look so nice, but I think it's a great looking bike. I can't wait to see him in person. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Much more to come on our 2020 300RR, and as soon as we can, we're going to get our hands on a race edition and see how these forks are.